everyone to this episode of Just Talking About Jesus. So glad that you are joining us. And especially if you're new here, we really appreciate having you pop in with us and hope this won't be the last time, but it'll be the start of a new thing for you. My guest today is Luba Shalia. Welcome, Luba.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen. My honor.
She has been a citizen of the United States for 36 years. She came from Ukraine, and she has a testimony for us that she's going to share that's, I think you're going to gain a lot from. So, Luba, first of all, tell our audience about your name.
Well, my name is, first of all, I want to say hello and thank you, Jen, for having me here. It's my honor. My name is, full name is Lyubov. It's mean love. Same like faith, it's a Vera, hope, it's Nadezhda, and Lyubov, it's love. So that's what it means. And people, when they can't say my name, like Lyubov, I say, call me love, because this is my real name. And people will just like, really? I said, yeah. So that's what I love about my name.
I love that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I might like that name. Maybe I should change my name.
It's you having this name. I didn't really like it in the first place, but by growing in my years and getting younger and younger, I realized that this name represents me
Mm.
because I love people, I love what I do, I love minister to people, and sometimes you just like remind yourself, okay, you love. If you're upset or angry, just like, okay, you have to introduce love, you have to represent love. So it's changed your atmosphere around you, and it changed you inside of you.
It kind of centers you, doesn't it? That,
Yes.
so you're off into something else and it's like, remember who you are.
Yes.
I love,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And it's
exactly.
so, yeah, just like how God reminds you your identity. So it's,
Yes, all the time. If I'm angry, upset, and sometimes on the road, it's just like, why did you do this? And it's just always in my spirit. Okay, you
yeah,
represent love.
yeah.
You show that.
Tell me about your faith walk. Where did you begin? What to really have a connection and what brought you there?
Um, I want to start from the beginning. I came from Soviet Union, a former Soviet Union, but there was Soviet Union before it was republic. So basically, it was Ukraine, but it was Ukrainian Republic, and it was Soviet Union actually. And I was born in Christian family, but my grandfather was prosecuted by KGB. This is why we came here as a refugee, right? And my grandmother always taught me about God, always teach me that who He is and everything. But my real time meet God was when I was 15, when I was in my college, and I was, in a church where there was a very strong youth group. And I remember that day when all the youth, all my friends, came to the altar and gave them life to God. All of us. It was like 15 or 20 people.
Hmm.
It was small church, underground church, it was not the freedom that time. It was church that would not be registered with the state or city. But I remember that day. That was my life given to God.
And
And
and you said that was
it was,
you said it was an underground church.
yes.
Yeah. So you had to do it in hiding, basically.
Yes, we were going from house to house. It was not um, one place where we will come and worship God and pray and fellowship. It was underground church. A couple years later, they registered a church in the city,
Hmm.
but that moment was underground church.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes,
So when you're 15, and then how did you begin to see things change in your life?
that was a lot of ups and down, because I can say religious obligation, a religious control, that was number one in that time. So I basically was raised and grow in the religious obligation. It was a lot of things that changed my life, and in terms of looking who God is, because I didn't know that He's my Father. Nobody taught me about it. I didn't know that I will come to Him like to my Father and ask Him to change my life. But I prayed. I prayed like I know I was taught how to pray, right? And there was a lot of things. We married with my husband in 1980. 19, yes, 1980. It will be 46 years this year in September. And we had 5 children when we came to America. There was a lot of things that was humiliation of the the I can say people in power in church. So you can't cut your hair, you can't have a ring, you have to ask them about everything you do. So basically, you were under control, and you can't have TV in your house. I mean, it was a lot of things that was just like, and I was calling us as like white crowd, like we were the people who they watched them us all the time and try to humiliate, like put on under control. And we are not those. Me and my husband are not those people who can be under control.
It
So
sounds more like a cult that you were under.
that was the choice, but it was like I said, it was like controlling spirit, religious controlling spirit in the church. Like my friend wants me to be a witness at a wedding, right? So the higher position pastor, like elderly pastor, he said, "Nope, you can't be that. You can't do that." So it's a lot of things. My next goal is to write a book about it, so people will know. But we've been through with my husband a lot over there until we came to America,
Hmm.
and came to America and went to another religious church. So, but it was different. It was different, of course, but it was a lot of things that we don't know about, curses and blessing, generational curses. I had no idea that the generational curses can be destroying my life, can be affecting my life. We had no idea about complete deliverance, that people can be delivered from different things that you don't even know that it's there, you
Hmm.
know. So I've learned this my latest years when I was 43, 44, 42 years old. And but my really meeting with God was January 31st, 2006. It was real meeting with God. But I was divorced with my husband for 7 years. I was in depression because it was so much attack, demonical attack through my friends, from my friends. And it was a lot of things, but I remember that every morning I will get up and I will say, I'm not going to give up. Devil, you're not going to get me. Because I already knew about deliverance and other things. I read Rebecca Brown. I read Paula White. I read Joyce Meyer. All those, the preachers, pastors, ministers who were just like teaching people. But I was under so deep depression that like even my kids said, "Mom, what's going on with you?" Because I was so active in church. I was going to prayers and everything. But that was a moment when God wants me to bring close to Him. So January 31st, I went to the church. It was New Beginning in Portland. Larry Huck was the pastor. And it was deliverance service. People who come from all states
Mm.
once a month. And Pastor Larry Huck will pray for them. I was standing at the end of the church. I remember that moment like now. I was standing at the end of the church and I said, God, Was nobody around me. Everybody was in front, next to the altar. I said, God, if you exist, this is the last moment. I am telling you, either you change me right now, or I will just leave the church and I will never come back to you.
Mm.
It was a very strong words. It was like words of um, the lost hope.
Mm.
If God exists, He will hear me and He will help me. And I can't even explain. I always cry when I talk about it. Um, it's same moment that I said the words, there was like somebody was taking out the old things that was in me out and was putting in new stuff. Like new, completely new, everything. Like my mind was changing. It was like 15, 20 seconds, but I was completely changed.
Wow.
So I believe when people saying God changed me in split second, split moment, I believe them.
Yeah.
Because God sees your heart. He sees your spirit. He wants to you to know that, okay, I hear you. I was there all the time and I need that last, roar from your spirit. The God, I need you right now. I need you. If not, I'm leaving because why? It's hopeless for me, right?
Right.
It's hopeless for everyone to know God and don't see anything. So you either have God in your life and you trust Him and you see His movement and you see His actions in you, of course, according with His will and everything, or you just, do your life. But I didn't want to go from Him. I love Him. That moment, I already love God. It's all my heart, all my mind, all my spirit, all my soul, And that moment, my life changed. He started moving me forward. He connect me with people who helped me to understand what's wrong with me, but before even that, I knew my generational curses on me. I already been praying against that. I already break the curses, on my life and on my children's life. But I think God was waiting for the deeper moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, very often I see people stop before they're going deeper and going higher
Yeah.
and going into love, complete like love with God. So that's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It was not enough for me to go to church, sit on the, on a chair, listen to the preaching. I want more of Him,
Mm.
and I want all of Him, and I want to be hungry and thirsty for Him. But that moment, I was a baby.
Right.
I was a baby, and then after that, I found a book. It's called "God Change Me,"
Mm.
Evelyn Christensen. Oh, that book completely turned me around. I said, God, I want you to change me.
Yeah.
And He said, do you really want that? It's going to be hurtful. It's going to be painful. Are you ready for that? He says, I do.
But life was going to be painful and hurtful anyway. So it
Yes.
wasn't like it's,
This God is going to be even more worse.
but you're going to know now that when you're going through those things, He's holding your hand
Yes.
and He's right
Yes.
here with you.
Yes.
That's
I
the difference.
I know for sure. Yes. So, and that book changed me a lot. I mean, the process that started after that when I say yes to God. So people think if they say yes, it's gonna be easy life, everything's gonna be just easy. Oh no, I'm telling you straight, no. But what is only holding you there and keeping you going and keeping you accomplish your promises and covenant with God, it's love.
Hmm.
That was holding me, and I want to more, and I want to more, and then I pray I want to all.
Yeah.
Not just more. I want all of you, God. I want to be hungry, thirsty for you I don't want to get out of that left or right. I want to go straight, no matter what is going to be ups or down, or I want to come from glory to glory, power to power, from glory to glory, faith to faith. And my faith was growing. I can't say it was easy. It was really hard. Sometimes I will stay on my knee and I will just cry for hours. But I knew that God is listening to me. God loves me, and He changing me for good. That's what we need to
And it was
remember.
that one defining moment when you cried out to him and you felt his presence. At that point, it was so
Yes.
real to you that that wasn't ever going to go away,
Yes. I
regardless,
will never forget that moment.
because that's your thing that you can always go back to,
Yes.
to say, no, but he was here,
Yes.
and that sustains me.
And that moment never leave me. It's inside.
Hmm.
That change, that spirit that came in and filled me and push everything that is was bad, not belongs to God. I do have that, not still. I do have that. And I'm feeling more because I want more. So God is always downloading more and more and more, because when you baby, all you have is a milk, right? And then it's going to I have 9 children, so I feed them all. I breastfeeding them and I feeding them, and one my girl was born. I can't breastfeed her. I was so afraid that she can be not developing right. So trust me, I was doing everything every month, every day I was counting. She was 4 months old, she was 5 months old, and I will give her eggs and all the food until it come to the solid food. Same thing was a spiritual life. I was the baby, I didn't understand, but I want God more and more. And God said, nope, stop it right here. I'm teaching you. You have to go this little path. I'm going to teach you one thing. And when you finish that, I'm going to teach you another thing. And it was a lot of teaching. I think I would say I'm adult, spiritual adult, but I'm still learning.
Because you're a lifelong learner.
Yes. And Evelyn Christensen, I remember her. It's very good experience to read somebody's who already went through, right? She said, as soon as I thought that everything is good, I'm like perfect person. God will start showing me this and this. And I was just like, God, again. Same thing with me. I was just like yesterday. I said, Lord, I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be working on you. You have a strong spirit, but you sometimes have a fear to speak about it because you think you're not enough. I was just like, really? Oh yes. And I'm gonna teach you to be furious. I wanna teach you to be bold. So if you say so, you know who is speaking through you.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, God, I am. I said, no, not all the time. It's like I love to talk about my experience, and I'm not afraid, because people keep that in their soul, in their spirit. They don't talk about it. They're afraid because, oh, what people will think about me. I don't really care what people will think about me.
Yeah.
I care what God is thinking about me. I'm just
And
like, okay, God, if you want me to say that, I will say that.
but we also
Because
have an idea in our minds of what we think people are going to say, and it may not even be that at all. It may
yes,
be because if God's telling you to say something,
yes.
it's two-way street. One, it's for you to say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's for who knows who's going to hear that and how they're going to be affected by it.
Yeah. I'll tell you one example. I went to my daughter's in Dallas, Texas, and we went to the restaurant, the Babe Chicken restaurant. It's a really good restaurant, and very nice place. We sit down, and the young man, was serving us, and we ate everything. Kids are happy. I have to leave tomorrow, and then God starts talking to me. He said, "I want you to give $100 to this young man." And I was sitting just like I know it was God.
I
And I
know.
had $100 in my wallet. And I said, God, what are we gonna do this? My grandkids, what are they gonna think about me? It's just like I always, gifted them. They know grandma. But I was just like, how am I gonna give that $100? They will see that. I can't just go to the corner and give them. So, and God said, no, you have to do it. So I almost cried. Trust me, it was such a present of God. But I knew God is doing something. So I called a guy. His name Douglas. I remember his name, and I said, I want to give this to you. God told me to give this to you. You should see his eyes. It was tears in his eyes. He said, you would not believe it. I prayed this morning because we don't have not enough money to pay our bills. And I said, Lord, can you send me a tips today that will fulfill my finances and we will pay our bills? I was shocked. I was just like, thank God I listened to you. What will happen? I started just thinking, what will happen if I will not listen to God?
Yeah.
He will be mad at me. He will be upset with me. But I
Well,
want God to be happy with me,
but he would be disappointed because he gave, look at the opportunity he gave you.
Yes,
What
yes,
what does what does $100 mean to you? You know, it's not,
it's $1 for me.
you know,
I can say that for now. $1 for me.
it
If I
doesn't.
can say that. In
It,
comparing to that guy who
yeah,
needed,
and you compare
you
to
know.
that God sees his need and asks you to
Yes.
do for you is really a little thing, to give. But what was God doing? He not only gave that joy to that man, he gave the joy to
Yes.
you.
Yes. He gave me a big hug, but the most important thing, what my grandkids told me, they said, Grandma, you just gave $100 to that guy? I said, yes. They hugged me and they said, that was very nice of you, Grandma. I was crying. I was crying when we went outside. I was crying. I said, really? You think so? They said, yes. So God showed me I not only accomplished what God wants me to do, yeah, right? But I also taught my grandkids
Hmm. Yeah.
to be obedient to God, first of all, and to be cheerful. What's the word? Um, Cheerful or
A,
just like willingly
a
give.
cheerful giver.
Yes.
Mhm.
So they were just we were talking all way home. They were just like, Grandma, we're so proud of you, Paul. I said, no, it's God. You need to learn how to listen to God
Mhm.
because it was God's voice. And said, really, you did listen to God? You hear God saying to you? I said, yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will give you this $100 to you guys. They didn't even say anything, just like, why don't you give it to us?
Yeah.
That's what my flesh was saying. What is your grandkids will say?
Yeah.
No, we need to be obedient to the Lord
Hmm.
because only He, Jeremiah 29:11, only He knows what's the best for us, what's the good for us, you
Hmm.
know. And yeah, that was the moment. There was a God's moment in my life. It was a lot of them, but it was the one of the moments that when you hear God saying, you have to obey.
Hmm.
You have to obey.
Yeah. Because if you don't, I mean, I've had times when I've heard God tell me to do something and then I didn't, just because, oh, really? That's not, and then the whole time it's like, I think I just missed a moment. And I did, because I didn't do
Yeah.
that thing to connect with that
Mm-hmm.
person that, just like you, it's like, I don't even know that person. Why would I
Yes.
say, how do I know what,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But even
Mm-hmm.
all of that, just by doing it, God has a purpose in it. Even if the guy said, oh, no, I don't want it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which he wouldn't have, but at any rate,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
still, it's such a much bigger picture, that one act of obedience.
Mm-hmm. And also, it's for me, it's one another lesson was accomplished because God is give us the moments that He's watching us. Are
Yeah.
you gonna follow my instructions? Are you gonna follow my word, my voice? He is testing us.
Hmm.
Through this lesson, he's testing us. And very often, I've learned this from Rebecca Brown. She said, God will test me until I have A plus.
Oh.
A plus. I remember that. And I know my moments when I did not pass that,
Hmm.
when I fail. I said,
Hmm.
Lord, I fail again. Again, I know I don't want to fail again. So every time when I already know
Hmm.
that is a test.
Yeah.
Even I'm talking to somebody, and plus I'm a businesswoman. I have 10 employees.
Yeah.
And he will test me, through management, through the instructions and directions, and how I talk to my employees, how you treat them. And sometimes I raise my voice, and he doesn't want me to raise my voice. He wants me to stay still and be, the powerful in your calm voice.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning that, but I'm doing better and better. I can say that I'm doing better and better because it just was like yesterday. Excuse me. One of my employees, my cook, the main cook, you know, um, I just remind her about what she's
Hmm.
responsible, your
Right.
responsibilities,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "This is your responsibility." She looked at me like and said, "Don't look at me, because I'm gonna hit you now."
You had
And
your
she's my
mom.
friend.
You had your mom look.
Yeah, she's my friend. She's my friend. She's my best friend. But at work, she's my employee.
Hmm.
And we were working so hard on that thing to separate that. But we're doing pretty good now. And I said, like, this is your responsibility. You don't want me to come here and point you, because I'm the boss and you're responsible for that. You have to do it. But God is doing really good thing, and I'm so thankful to Him
Hmm.
because He's teaching me through that.
Yeah.
He's teaching me through every day, every situation. With employees, with the customers. And how to not to be rude or not to be upset, and be calm. The most important thing: stay still
Yeah.
in peace of God's peace, and talk to them. This is like most hardest thing, to stay in His peace and talk bold.
But he's building our character. That's why.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're almost
Yes.
out of time, but I want to ask you, first of all, how could people get in touch with you or reach you if they wanted to follow you or something? Where
I
could,
have my Instagram. It's Luba Shalia. It's LubaShalya. So if they, I don't mind to talk to people, and meet with them if they're in my area, and they can DM, direct message me. Also, FaceTime Messenger.
Mhm.
There I am Lyubov Shalia. It's like you said, Lyubov, Lyubov, and
Okay.
then Shalya.
Yeah.
Yes, and I do. Sometimes I do my live on FaceTime, but
Mhm.
it's in Russian. I do sometimes in English. My kids tell me, "Mom, you have to do sometimes in English. We love listening to you," because I always send some messages and some testimonies to my kids, and some blessing and everything. I love to do that, and to other people too. So yeah,
What's one last thing that you would like to leave with our audience?
fell in love with God. That's my most important message. Fell in love with God, because if you fell in love like you fell in love with your first love, your husband, or you fell in love with your first child when it was first born, that's the first thing I will say
Mhm.
we need.
Yeah.
We need to get and fall in love with God and Jesus and Holy Spirit, and grow in that.
Yeah.
Not just stay in the first love, just go in a mature love that will take you through trials, tribulations, like Job, and like other famous people in the Bible. They my favorite, and I always look at them. They love God so much, and that what helped them to go through. apostles, they fell in love with God, and they grow for 3 years with Jesus in love. And that's what I will say.
Thank you so much, Luba. This has been delightful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that was pretty amazing, wasn't it? So glad that you joined us today. And if you really enjoyed this, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with somebody, a friend, a relative, somebody you know that it would be meaningful to. Like it, that always helps. And subscribe. That way that you'll be able to get these episodes right when they come out. And I sure would like to be able to share them with you as soon as I can. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I'd like to leave you with one scripture, which is Psalm 38:14. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. So true. And we know that love is the very thing that God wants the most for us and from us, what he gives to us the most. So we'll see you next time on Just Talking About Jesus. Thanks again for being here.